Welcome to Airtime John in Conversation With, a new series where I sit down, have a good old natter and I catch up with some special people. On episode 1, we've got the living legend, Screwy Loops, who's a very good mate of mine. So let's crack on with this show, baby. Hello there, and we are live. We are live on the very first ATJ podcast. And I say ATJ podcast quite loosely because it's a Zoom chat essentially. It's me and my mate Chris on Zoom, having a little drink and having a little catch up. So anyway, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to introduce you to the guest of the show. What's his name? Chris Davenport.
That's right, mate? My name. That is me.
Don't wear it out. Don't wear it. Before we go any further, I just need to say that there might be a few little, naughties, the odd swear word. We are going to be having a bevy. So, I know some young people do watch the channel. So, parents, if you're watching this and you don't want to hear little bits and bobs, then, maybe send the kids to bed now. Sorry, kids. Good night. Say good night, Chris.
Bye.
Bye.
I'll behave. I won't say too much,
No, well, to be fair, mate, I probably won't anyway. But I don't know. It's a Friday night, The Nelson Mandelas are flowing. You don't know what's going to happen, do you?
Never know.
Not in that way, by the way. Not in that way. He's all the way in Dudley, unfortunately. But anyway, listen, I'm rambling. But listen, mate, thank you very much for coming on the very first ATJ podcast. How are you doing, mate?
I'm good, very good. Just, plodding along with this lockdown life. It's all good.
Oh, mate, it's been an absolute nightmare, hasn't it? Like, let's cut the bullshit. It's been an absolute nightmare. What have you been getting up to in the old the lockdown?
Yeah, to be honest, not a lot. Well, I'm selling the house. We're moving house, so.
Oh yeah, you said
that's kept us busy. Yeah, I'm actually moving from Oldbury back into Dudley, so I'm on the cusp of Dudley at the moment. So I'm not a proper Dudley folk yet. When I get back into Dudley, I'm going to be proper Dudley folk out. That's what I'm going to be.
So for the people who don't know the Midlands too well, like how far away is that?
Dudley. Oh, it's in the middle of nowhere. So it's like Mordor off Lord of the Rings. It's like you don't go there. And I'm moving there, so it's all good.
So how far is it from your old house where you are now to the new house?
Literally 10-minute drive, I'd say. Just got to go past the castle. We have a castle in Dudley. It's an amazing thing about the town, at least. So go past the castle. I'm on the other side of the castle, basically, where I'm living now. So
we all want to know, Chris, what's the castle called? You
Dudley
best know.
Castle.
Was that? Is that it? I thought there was going to be like a really grand name, but no, Dudley Castle. Is it a nice castle, as castles go?
It's kind of falling apart, but I suppose that's part of the parcel of, being a castle from hundreds of years ago. I think, from what I know, I'm not very good with my history, but it did get bombed in one of the world wars or something, so that's why it's in pieces. So it's a fun fact for you all.
Nice fun fact there. We've lost about 20 viewers already, and it's not live. But, no, we've got a church like that in Liverpool, and it's affectionately known as the bombed out church because it was bombed in the war, quite similarly. So, do you think that they were targeting churches in the war?
That's a good point. I don't know.
Was it just luck?
Unfortunately, there probably.
Sorry, I'm not like a raging atheist. I don't. That was just luck. I don't mean it like that. But anyway, do you know what? I think we've rambled about bombed out churches quite enough. Thank you very much, mate, for coming on the very first show. I say the first show. It could be a one-off. It was initially planned, wasn't it, as a one-off this, and there's been quite a bit of interest from other people who want to come on and before seeing it, which is amazing. But I can't think of anyone better than yourself who would love to do this with for the first time. So, no, thank you very much, mate. But anyway, What are you drinking? Because I have asked Chris to get himself a little drink.
Well, John, I am drinking. Actually, I'll do this properly. All right, so I've joined this website recently called beeradvocate.com. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. It's basically like Metacritic or IMDb for beers.
Okay.
And I'm not kidding you, it's changed my life. I'll never drink a beer the same way again. So I'll show you the beer advocate way of, opening a drink. And
exclusive content here, guys.
So we have the Old Peculiar. I think it might be backwards. Is it backwards?
Oh, not for me, no.
Oh, it's not.
Yo,
okay.
I've heard of
Old
that.
Peculiar.
I've heard of that, actually.
It's a Theakston legendary ale, and it's alcohol volume 5.6%, so it's a nice percentage, not too strong. And it's also unpasteurized and cold filtered, whatever that means. So
Lovely.
that's what you got to do. So you analyze the bottle. Looks nice, nice black glass finish, very nice. And then you open it. I've got to watch my earphones here.
Oh, hey, it's Mickey. It's Mickey Mouse.
Here we go.
This is top content, isn't it?
Oh. That was intense. So the first thing you do with this beer, you got to smell it. So
okay. Just having a little snifty there.
Smells nice. It smells like.
Okay. Go on.
Smells like an old shoe.
Old shoe. Okay.
That's how I like it. And hints of like squirrel.
Wow. Okay.
It's like a woody rodent smell.
Oh, I can't wait to try the Old Peculiar.
Right, here we go. Here's the moment of truth.
Go on, mate.
That's a lovely colour. This is how you get a good head on a beer. Oh my god.
You give good head, don't you?
I used to work in a bar, funny enough.
Sorry, I thought you were saying used to.
I didn't do that in a bar, by the way.
It's all right. It's 18 plus this. You can tell us. It's fine.
I always hate that. You know when you got the head and you just like, there's a little bit left and you got to... Sorry, I'm taking so long. Hold on.
No, please, mate. This is the kind of content that I want.
Okay, so now we've got this poured. I want to just quickly analyse it. Look at that lovely dark colour. It's like, Pepsi Max. And you got a nice head here.
Yeah, go on.
ASMR in it. Hang on.
It is when you've got these on.
Oh. It's all right.
Shit, that mate. Shit. Absolutely shite.
Nah, that's really good, man. I like that beer. So, what were you drinking anyway? John?
Well, it feels a little bit shit now.
Do it the beer advocate way.
Okay, beer advocate.
Go on.
Okay. Well, I decided on a cheeky little vintage. It's a Belgium beer / lager. It's from Belgium. Established around 1366. It's quite a crisp, clean, dry taste.
Ooh.
It's Nelson Mandela, mate.
Oh.
It's a good old can of Stella.
I can't drink them anymore. I'm married.
See, no, I'm all right. I'm not married, but I've still got another couple of years, yeah. Before. Wow. No, but fun fact for you: Stella used to be higher in volume than what it is because it was known as wife beater, wasn't it? Do you remember?
Yeah, I'm sure it's towards 6%, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah, but I think it was 5.2, something like that. I think it was around 5.2. But back in the day, I'm talking in like the late 90s, I used to drink it, and it was loopy juice. It used to go off your head drinking it, like just go, and yeah, people would just be getting in fights and all sorts. And I think they lowered it. So please tell me if I'm wrong, but I think it's now 4.6. Which is it's not too bad at all, really, for a lager. But I love it now. Like genuinely, I leave it in the freezer. ATJ top tip.
Oh yes.
Get your beers in, put 2 in the freezer, and then have them, and then keep putting them in the freezer, because Stella has got to be drinking drunk, ice cold, iced cold. But it certainly doesn't taste like rat anyway. What was it you said? Rodent?
Yeah, rodent, squirrel, woody rodent.
To be woody.
Hints of roadkill in the beer. That's never a good sign.
I think there would be many people that would probably disagree with the Stella not tasting like rat, but it's just I genuinely, I hadn't drunk it for years, and on the off chance I went to the offie one night before Christmas, and I think that was all they had or something, and I just, because I'm not like an IPA guy or anything like that. I've tried a few and they're nice, but I'm sort of old school. Do you know what I mean? I'm a lager man. But
I'm shocked. I'm shocked. IPAs are the way to go, man. The way to go.
No, mate. I don't know what it is. I mean, I've tried a few of Rich's. Flo Rich the vlogs. I've tried a good few of his, and I always like them, but I just can't get into them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I'm getting into the old ales, I think they're called. Old ales, like old-fashioned ales. There's the ones are like the multi ones. So you got like Abbott Reserve. I don't know if you ever tried that. That's really
I have
nice.
Actually, yeah, I've tried that one.
Yeah, and that one as well. That one's considered an old ale, whatever that means. But it's just nice taste.
Again, I'm really intrigued, and I love the sort of the passion that people have behind, like, what a good ale is, and it feels really manly, doesn't it? And I'm just like, oh, can I have a pint of Carlin, please, mate? I'd love to be into that. Maybe that's what I'll try and do. Maybe I'll start looking into it a little bit more, because as I say, I've tried a few of them, and I've gone, oh, that's really lovely, and surprisingly, some of them are like really high percentage, aren't they? Like ridiculously high, which surprised me, because I thought they were all like 3.2. Maybe that's what's put me off over the years.
Nah, at least 6% is like the best.
But see, that tastes nice. That would scare me. That would scare me, because that's like rocket fuel, isn't it? That's
turns you into an animal.
Well, in the bed. No, John.
Touche.
Can I just say Kirsty's over there? So when I keep looking that way, it's Kirsty. She's playing on the Switch. But hello, Kirsty.
Hello. Is it that way?
I don't know, mate. Just do that. Not too vigorously, or you'll fly off. All right. But anyway, do you know what? Right? I've been screwy lobster on a bit. But anyway, listen, we could ramble about beer all night, but I've got to say, like, me and Chris, we've been like mates for a good few years now, and he's actually like my oldest theme park mate, and kind of my inspiration for getting into YouTube. I don't mean that because he's on it, he's on this show tonight. I mean that genuinely. It's he's the reason why I started Airtime John, and I've told him that many, many times. So this isn't me kissing his ass because he's on the first ATJ podcast. It's a genuine fact. But yeah. Anyway, that's why I'm so made up that you've come on, mate. Because we are good mates, aren't we? And we've been doing this for a while, and we're always talking every single day. But I've got a few questions for you, because this, as well as being like a chat, and I think people will be expecting certain things from me. This is just going to be daft and getting pissed, which it is, But obviously, we'd like to know a little bit more about you, wouldn't we? Because we know about the channel, and actually, do we? I always say this. I always think that, like, I assume people know everyone. So if you had to sum up your channel in a little sentence, what would you say your channel's about? What's your mission statement for your channel?
My mission statement, I'd probably
Racing.
say, I'm trying to think what I put as my motto. Actually, I've completely
Yeah.
forgot that. That's how much I know of my channel. But
Oh, mate. See,
so
that's amateur hour. That, you know, if you'd have asked me that, I'd have said rides, life, and laughter.
that's straight off the bat. I
Straight off
can't.
the bat, mate.
I think mine's something like basically like nonsense roller coasters and stuff, which is
Yeah.
pretty much sums up. It's not that,
But
but
see, that's where the inspiration come from. You see, that's why I'm so ridiculous. It's because Chris was my inspiration, and that's kind of the truth, though, isn't it? You know, we're going back to like when you were in backseat blackouts and stuff, and that was always what I absolutely was true to. It was the way that you lads just you were, for want of a better phrase, you were just normal lads going to theme parks and stuff like that. And yeah, that was like what attracted me originally, because it's quite hard, isn't it? Being Kirsty's choking. Wow, are you okay? It's quite hard, isn't it, when like you're new to the community, and you know, sometimes like you might look at things and think, oh, that's not quite me, but you lads were like, I don't know, you felt like a breath of fresh air. Was that intentional?
to be honest, like yourself, you know, you kind of get drawn inspiration from other channels. Truth be told, it was kind of like a mix between, you know, back in the day, like Theme Park Worldwide
Yeah.
and TGF, bro. Like, and that
Oh, hang
was
on, whoa,
kind
whoa,
of,
whoa. What's that? TGF, bro?
you've never heard of, oh, it's just like basically like a group of lads and they do like pranks and just have a good laugh. And like, I
Ah,
just like that kind of, you know, that kind of, what's the word? Formula.
yeah,
Like, you know,
like
it's just
zany.
nice. Yeah, and I just feel like when we got together and thought of the channel, it was like we just want to combine that kind of feel to like theme park vlogging and just make it
Yeah,
a bit over the top, a bit out there, just have a laugh with it, a bit offensive at times, maybe I'd say, but
yeah.
I mean, yeah, a lot of the stuff was borderline offensive, I must admit, but
It was,
yeah,
it was occasionally. But again, that's it's not what drew me to you, but it was the fact that I love anything that is like, you know, it's real. I love stuff that's real. I'd like to think that that's what I do reasonably well on my channel. Is I'm real. You know, what you see is what you get.
yeah,
I'll leave the fuck ups in, and I'll leave stuff in, and you know, but that, just saying a little naughty word there, but that's one of the things I thought that was so refreshing about your channel, is that you just swore. And I'm not saying, you know, swearing's cool or anything, you know, whatever, but it was just refreshing, because like yourself, I'd only been, I think it was, yeah, Theme Park Worldwide, that it was through them I found you, and I think you popped up on one of their vlogs like once or something, or it was like I don't know, it was something like that. So I'd been watching Theme Park Worldwide for a good few years, and I didn't know that this community existed. And then suddenly I see these lads from the Midlands, just like, you know, you've got like Scott, like just being off his head. You've got you doing like your funny little gags on the like main vlogger. You've got Josh like, wow.
that was a good one.
Hey, mate, it's an absolute cracker. It's an
Nearly
absolute
come through
cracker.
my monitor in the face.
I might use that as a transition for the next vlog.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you were like completely. It felt like at the time you were completely out there, like, and unique on your own. But so when you were doing that, what, how did you make that transition from being like part of a group into like doing your own thing? Was that like a group decision, or all doing different things? What was it?
Yeah, I think collectively in the end we did kind of agree to, you know, it was basically like we'll either stop backseat blackout or you know, I'll take it on, and I was going to start, you know, a new channel anyway.
Yeah.
But in the end, what happened was I took backseat blackout on. I just rebranded it technically. I was doing the same kind of stuff as I was doing for the past year, on
Yeah.
that channel anyway, which was the Backseat Blackout show.
Yes,
Which
of course.
technically, if you've seen the Screw Loop show, which is our main kind of series on the channel, that is literally just a continuation of the Backseat Blackout show. It's very similar kind of format to it.
Yeah.
So really, apart from, and even when we do the vlogs anyway, like if I'm out with the lads, it's still the same old fun. Like
Exactly.
to be honest, it's not that much different to
Yeah.
when we first started.
It's not, and I always find as well, like in any walk of life, when you've got like a group of mates, it as you get older, it becomes harder, doesn't it, to sort of not keep together and keep mates, but you're all going off and doing different things, and it, even down to like day jobs. Because I remember Scott was in the army, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Jack was obviously from Liverpool. What's his name? The other fella. Josh. I'm joking. If Josh is watching this, he'll go absolutely mental. Josh, I'm sorry, mate. My mind's just gone absolutely blank. He's a really good mate of mine as well. I'm sorry, Josh, but my mind went totally blank there. But yeah, it's hard, isn't it, to like keep I suppose what I'm trying to say is it's easier when you're a solo vlogger, or like it's you and your missus or whatever. You can plan it, but it must have been so hard to get like day trips all the same time.
Yeah, I think the biggest challenge with Backseat Blackout is because as we was like a collective, it was very difficult to kind of what's the word to say? Not organise, because we just kind of went off on our own thing. But what I wanted to do, my vision with the channel was to push the kind of show side of it. And it was trying to get us all involved in that and organise it. It became more challenging than it was enjoyable, and I think that was the problem to try and do. So that's one of the main reasons why I kind of took it on as my own thing to get more control over it. But
I remember you saying about like the whole vlogging thing. I know myself. It can, when you don't have like money to go to new parks all the time, it can feel quite repetitive, can't it?
Yeah.
Occasionally, like when you're just vlogging the same things over and over. So that's why like I really applaud the sort of change of direction and the rebranding that you've done. Because as I said, I know that you were doing that anyway with the Backseat Blackout show, but it was lovely to see you sort of, as you say, take the reins and just fly with it. And like, you're doing really, really well now, aren't you?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's kind of like, I don't know, it sounds a bit mad to say, but it has slowed down a lot. I just think over past few months, because of being in lockdown and it's been winter, it just generally has slowed down. And that has actually impacted the way I've kind of approached my video making, because a lot of the videos I've done now, like for the Screw Loop show episodes, they take anywhere between a month to 2 months from the idea, the inception of the idea to getting it on YouTube. Yeah. And if the videos haven't been performing as well as they used to be, it feels like a knock, and like it kind of just makes me want to not put as much effort in at the moment. So I've kind of took a step back at the moment. Yeah. I'm actually having a break at the moment. I've had the week off. I've explored, went to the countryside a bit, just not funk. Is that a word? Not funk. Not funk. Thought about. Yes.
Yeah. I've not thought.
Not thought about YouTube at all. I just kind of just put it to the back of my head and enjoyed things, and it's been great. So
I think you and I we've chatted about this so much over the years, but it like Chris was my go-to for any advice, because we all went out to Blackpool one day, and the four of us were there, 5 of us were there. Was Rachel there that day when I done my first vlog? I don't think she was she? I think Big Perm was there.
Time. Yeah.
I remember Big Perm was there, and it was when the big one valleyed. Do you remember?
Yeah. That was the coincidence of that being your first vlog as well.
But I didn't even get it, because my battery had died at the time. Do you remember? I had to end the vlog quickly. But But anyway, I remember it was like a roasting hot day, and we were in the queue for, I want to say Icon, but Icon, was it built then? Anyway, doesn't matter. It was one of the it was one of the rides, and I remember just pulling my phone out in the queue and going, "Hello, welcome to the vlog." And I remember, I'll never forget this. I remember Chris's face going, "What's he doing?" And I thought something in me thought, I'd love to give this a go, and what better company to do it with now than the people that I've been watching for ages. And it all just sort of started from there, didn't it, really?
I remember as well when we was discussing like what was you going to call your channel. It was originally John's Airtime.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
we like secretly all of us were thinking Airtime John, like surely that makes sense for the name. Then he just took it on like Airtime John. So,
but literally no one said, none of the lads said, John, actually think about it, mate.
yeah,
Airtime John would be
surely.
better.
I feel like you might have sensed it from us though.
Yeah,
Like I
totally.
did think it's a good name, but I did think in my head I was like, John's Airtime, just flip it around. Airtime, John.
Do you know what?
Be the airtime.
You've just reminded me then, because I do remember the moment when it went. Actually, because if you remember, like, listen, if you haven't seen these early vlogs, you must go back and watch them, because some of them are like, they're like, I suppose it's the same content, but it just go back and watch them, like the very first few, and it's like it's me at the start going like, "It's Airtime John, welcome to Airtime John," like, because I'm crazy, but like one of them knobheads that's like, "Oh, I'm wacky, me." That was me then, but completely forgot what I was saying there. But what was I saying, Chris?
The way you opened up your old videos, and then from there,
It's gone, mate. It's gone. This is only my second cam, by the way. It's
oh,
just the gas on a soup. But
by the way, if it looks like my ears boiling red, it's actually because this radiator's on like full blast and it's making
mate,
it really.
I've got the window open there, and I'm still. I don't know if you can see it on the, but I'm perspiring. I'm perspiring.
I'm really bad. Look at this, like that. That's mad. That's
Yeah, you
I
have
don't know
got
if
a
it's
little
this
bit of a red
camera
ear.
picking up all the saturation or what, but so, I look like Noddy.
Not. I've just remembered what I was saying. It was about the Airtime John thing, and the swap over, and it was my idea originally. It was meant to be, obviously I was onto the fact of airtime, but although I maybe didn't know what it meant then, because I was so naive and new to the whole concept of being an enthusiast. I'm sure you'll remember that, Chris. I didn't have a clue what the inversions are. I still don't. The manufacturers, I had very limited knowledge. But I just remember thinking, oh, I've heard of airtime, and I think it's where you sort of lift out your seat. And my idea was like, it's John's chance to have airtime. And anyway, it just made more sense to have airtime, John. But I am going on something ruthless here, mate. But it was the best thing I ever done. It was the best thing I ever done.
Yeah,
What do you think makes a good YouTuber?
good YouTuber.
Yeah,
I think one of the main things about doing a YouTube channel is you've got to find your place, if that makes sense. You've got to find your niche. I mean, with theme park channels, we're kind of lucky in the way that it's, there's a lot of channels, but there's not, thousands, I mean, not hundreds of channels. Like if you went into gaming and started a YouTube channel and that, you're going to be really struggling to find your place because there's so many people doing very similar things. So, for example, what I did is looked at, theme park channels and I thought, like, well, what's missing? What's the gap in like the theme park channels? And I thought, I'm going to do one with a bit more like of a comedic spin, but doing like show episodes. And that's kind of how I kind of fit myself into that niche. But like I said, I think just getting that niche, getting your identity, and really
yeah,
working on that, and you'll make yourself, you'll get somewhere. That's the
yeah,
thing. I think you do get somewhere when you put your head to it like that.
yeah.
So
Well, you you've just triggered something in my head there about identity, because it's so easy as a vlogger, isn't it, to just think, okay, so that's the formula, that's what you've got to say this and you've got to say that, and I don't know. I think there are so many people that when they start out, myself included, probably you as well, I don't know, but you feel like that you've got to do it a certain way, don't you? Do you know what I mean? To like you said, to fit in, or to. But it's when someone embraces their own style or their uniqueness. Yeah. That's when really fun stuff and the magic happens, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, there's a few channels that I've seen lately, and I just thought like they've really, like, you know, they stand out. They really stand out because of the way they make their content. And I mean, you as well, for like, well, I mean, you've been going a couple of years now anyway, but I just feel like you've got like a perfect place. And I just don't know what it is. I just feel like the way you come out on a vlog is completely unlike anyone else, because you kind of take it so laid back and just, it's just like you're just so chilled out to watch, and that's what I like. But there's
thanks.
like other channels as well. I mean, I could shout out everyone, but just off the top of my head, like Parks Billy's, you know, it's another channel that's come up. Joe and Sean, and they've what they're doing with their channel is really good. I think they'll go somewhere.
Sorry, who's that? Who's that?
Parks Bill.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I thought you said Parks Bill and someone else. Sorry, yeah. Oh no,
yeah,
I love Parks Bill. Yeah, Sean and Joe. Yeah, they're and they're lovely people as well. So massive shout out to them. But awesome. Yeah, I think like what they do well is they've got the absolute beautiful, like. I know he doesn't particularly like the phrase cinematography, because he said himself, he said, I've never said it's cinematography. Everyone else has said that, but it's beautifully shot, isn't it, and beautifully edited. But also he's got like a great personality, and they've got a great chemistry on camera. So I don't know, because I've often found it hard, Chris, you know, being like a solo vlogger, and that's why I've always had other people on the channel, because I feel like I bounce off people well. Do you know what I mean? Like, what advice would you give to someone starting out? Because there are so many people that like have messaged me and said, you know, how did you get going, or, you know, have you got any advice, like what makes a good YouTuber? And I know we've touched on that, but people also worry terribly about, you know, equipment now, because I'm sat here now with a bloody fancy mic, a little ring light, and a separate camera, and it's probably nothing fancy, but to me it feels fancy, because you remember what I was like. I didn't have a clue about anything. Do you think that do you think that side of it is important, like that aesthetic, or is it more about the content?
I think this is a good tip for any YouTuber starting out, any channels. What's one of the things you use the most in your life? It's one of these, isn't it? One of these bad boys, the phone. I think as long as you've got a phone and you can film, and there's apps on the phone as well that you can use. Preferably get, you know, like something on a computer you can edit with, because you got, you know, much more possibilities with the way you can edit your videos. Yeah. But I think all you need is a phone and editing software, and you can make some, you know, quality content. I've seen so many channels just do that, just film with the phone, or even like, you know, an action camera. Like if you've got an action camera about, film with that. That's what I did when I first started, just a GoPro. And mate, honestly,
everyone did, didn't he? That, like, it wasn't like everyone suddenly had, like, you know, DSLRs or Canon G7Xs. It was like you made that progress from your camera to a GoPro. Like, and the GoPro was the sort of the you know, the one that everyone needed at the time, wasn't it? And we're only going back about 3 or 4 years. Yeah, but it was like everyone.
I think I'll be honest. I think it was Coaster Crazy who kind of brought that into the thing, like where, you know, you could film with a GoPro and film like fantastic vlogs with a GoPro and get away with it. So everyone saw that, like, you know, just need a GoPro and just hook it up to a computer or a tablet or whatever. Then you can make some brilliant vlogs, and the quality's great. I mean, some of these GoPros, the sound quality and the visual quality you get for something that small and it's reasonably priced as well. I mean, the GoPro session I've got now, I think I got it for 150, and that just, I'll still use it today. I take it to water parks and everything. This is great.
Is that the little cube one that I had?
Yeah,
yeah.
It's really good. Like, for what it is, it's just great. It does the job.
It was a cracking little camera that I flogged it to go to PA. I needed spends. I was like, do you know what? I never used this because you can't do POVs in this country, can you? So I was like, do you know what? I'll flog it and spend me money wisely in Portaventura. I know you love Portaventura as well, don't you?
Oh yes. You know what? That is actually one of my favourite parks. It was the first theme park after I becoming an enthusiast where I went to abroad. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
like I've done Disneyland Paris and all that when I was a kid, but I wasn't an enthusiast then. So when I got into theme parks, going to Portaventura was like at the time, and that was before Shambhala. It was Dragon Con. That was the big thing there. I was like, wow, this B&M looping coaster. It's like 160 feet or something. It was massive. That was massive at the time. That was the big coaster there. And then you got Shambhala, and you got Red Force now, which is even bigger.
It's funny, isn't it? Just saying about Dragon Con. When you get to the top of that lift hill and then you go round, it's like it's still a big old coaster, isn't it? It's pretty impressive to today's standards. But when was it built? It was around, when was it?
95, I believe.
Was it that early?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
It's when the park opened 95, and it was Dragon Con. I don't know if Stampede were open in the same year,
I know
Dragon Con did.
Yeah, that was an early one, wasn't it, Stampeder? What do you think about Stampeder?
I used to love it. Like, I don't know why. When I went with Matty Starr.
Oh yeah, very well. All right, Matty.
Yeah,
you watching?
Yeah, me and Matt, like, we was there the one time, and it was probably about 16 years old. Went to Portaventura with my dad. He stayed in the hotel that night. He was tired, so me and Matt was like, we'll go to the park. And I just remember, like, me and Matt was just queuing up for Stampede, no queue whatsoever, and we just kept looping it. And, like, honestly, I had such a blast on it then. But last time I went on it, I was like, well, back. What's happened? Am I getting old?
No, it is rough. I mean, I've been to PA twice now, over 2 years, like, consecutively, and it's a rough ride, but it's fun, isn't it? It's such a good, fun coaster, especially where you cross each other.
Oh yeah, that is epic.
Because it's a racing coaster for those that don't know, but at one point you pass each other, and it's just like, it's really good fun.
Yeah, I generally think for Portaventura's next coaster, I know I'm moving the topic a bit here.
No,
but I feel
ahead,
like they should just RMC Stampeder. Like, there's nothing they can do to make it any better.
No,
so I feel like they should just RMC, or at least I think GCI did do a retrack, but even after the retrack, which I've been on, I imagine you've been on it as well, because it was like over the past few years.
Yeah.
Even after the retrack, I still found it very rough, and I don't know why.
Yeah, no, as I say, it's a rough coaster. There's no way of getting around it now. It's it's jolty. It can be very uncomfortable, but it's also one of them rides where occasionally you'll get a fantastically smooth ride on it, and that's what I don't get. With some coasters, I know it's all to do with woodies. It's to do with the the temperatures and the conditions and the weather and stuff like that, and where you sat. But sometimes it's isn't it weird how you can have a completely like, for instance, the old Grand National in Blackpool.
Yeah, I used to love that as well. Again,
but it's still got a special place in my heart. But it's getting harder and harder to defend, isn't it? Now it really is.
Yeah, I do. To be fair, I do still have a special place in my heart for Grand National. I think it's got some of the best airtime in the UK.
Yeah.
Which makes it, so good for me. But again, like, it just literally smacks my arse all the time. I'll come off very sore.
It's the bottom of that double down, isn't it? Like, you get fantastic airtime, but then at the bottom, the base of the second down, if you like,
it's like it's like you at the top you come down, you fly up like a football, and then at the bottom it's like David Beckham just striking you, and then you go flying across Blackpool Pleasure Beach. That's what it feels like.
Yeah. That's what it's exactly like, mate. But it's hang on. Look, he's growling. Sorry. The dog's about to go mental. Is he?
Oh, that's growing on me.
He's not. Oh, by the way, is it still going down well?
Oh, that's very good. Yeah, I've gone past the roadkill house.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to ask you. When I was setting up this Zoom meeting before, I said to Chris, what's your email? For some reason, I don't have it. And why have you got the most convoluted email address of all time? Why is it... Yeah. chris.n.davenport@hotmail.co.uk. What?
Well,
is there loads of Chris Davenports or something?
I don't know. You know what it is? It's because my login basically at work is chris.n.davenport. I'm not saying the password, obviously, because I'll give it away. But,
come on, give us the password.
Well, ever since it's stuck, it's icon I love Amanda Thompson 69.
Wow.
Yeah. Hot ice.
Wow. You heard it here first. He loves Amanda Thompson. Thompson, 69.
She's the queen now. She's queen. I feel like, Amanda doesn't get the respect she deserves. I feel like Amanda is the queen of theme parks in the UK.
So I think she does. I think she does to the point where I'm like, all right, chill out. Do you know what I mean? I think, but by the way, one thing I will say is she's a lovely lady to actually approach. I don't know if you've ever met her, but myself and Craig Toy, we were in Blackpool one morning and we spotted Amanda Thompson, and Craig said, "Oh, there's Amanda Thompson up there. Oh my God, it's Amanda Thompson." And I was like, "Oh yeah, wow, yeah, it's Amanda Thompson." And you often see it on the park, don't you? And I said jokingly, I was like, "We should go over and ask for a selfie." And you went, "Oh mate, yeah, please. Shall we? No, come on, let's do it. Sorry about the accent. But so literally we raced over, and she looked. I shouldn't say this on a thing, but let's say she looked a bit worse for wear. She'd obviously had a few drinks the night before. She looked a little bit. She always wears a trackies anyway, doesn't she? And but for want of a better phrase, she looked rough as arseholes. A little bit like hungover. And so we walked over, and I said, "Craig, this is a bad idea." And he went, "Oh no, she'll be all right. So we went over, and so we said, "Do you mind if we have a little photo?" And she was like, "No, honestly, it's fine. And I went, "I bet you're going mad, Amanda." I said, this time in the morning." And she was like, "Oh, do you know what? I'm used to it." She went, "I'm up all hours." And she was like that. But I thought that was it was brilliant, because she must get quite a lot of attention, mustn't she, from us lot of geeks.
Yeah, it is I'll see her pretty much every time I go to Blackpool Pleasure Beach. She's around all the time without fail. Yeah. And I just it's weird. It's like when you spot a celebrity, I'm like, "Ooh." Yeah. Amanda. It's crazy. But to people, the general public who don't know who she is, they probably just see her as a park manager or something. Whereas we're Amanda, oh my God,
Well, it was dead funny this morning because she had this it wasn't a fur coat, but it was a big long overcoat. Yeah, looked quite fancy. But she had a pair of Lonsdale trackies on. I was and a pair of trainees, and I was like, she's so eccentric, she can get away with that. Do you know what I mean? She's one of them people. Yeah, one of them people.
Fashionista.
Yeah. So, hey, talking about theme park fashionistas, that was the worst segue into another topic of all time. But one thing I do want to ask you about is, what's your thoughts on the whole Alton Towers controversy about the flat ride? Because we genuinely haven't spoke about this, have we?
At first, when I saw them popping up, I was a bit like, "What are those?" You know what I mean? But to be fair, it's kind of it's kind of growing on me. Like the idea of it's good. I just think visually it does look a bit out of place, like some of these flat roads. But it depends what they can do with it. I mean, that one. Have you seen it in X Sector? And it's got like all the graffiti style, like design on the side.
What?
Like it's
Have
great
images been released now? I've not seen anything.
I've seen some circulate on Twitter. I think what it is, like a jumper flat ride, something like that. Jumper,
like a frog hopper one.
It's sort of. It's a bit more aggressive. I watched a video of it. I'm not.
More
I'm not
aggressive. Angry
I'm
frog.
not so. I'm not so in the know with the fun fair kind of rides, but
so you're not a showman.
I look at them. Nah, I'm not a showman.
Nah, mate.
I'm the greatest showman.
Oh, wow. That's quite a statement. Sing a song from it right now. Go.
Right now?
Yeah, right now. Right this second.
This is the greatest show. I forgot the words.
I don't know. I always laugh with Kirsty. It's like I've never seen the film, but I'd love to watch it. But all I can I don't know the words, so I go.
That generally sounds like the thing is, I don't know what Hugh Jackman's singing at the beginning of that first song. It's like, ladies and gents, it's a moment to be waiting for. And he's like, oh, I'm like, bloody hell. And he's like, here's something hitting the floor. Oh, and I'm like, I just, it's a bit intense. You know what I mean?
Something hitting the floor. Oh. Kirsty, do you know what the lyrics are? Go on, what are they?
Don't know that way. This is the greatest show.
Oh, please, she's just.
Oh.
No, we know that bit.
I know that bit.
Oh, wow. Now she's singing.
It's
whoa.
Queen kind of.
Yeah. But it's meant to be a really good film. It's meant to be a really good film. Have you seen the film?
Yeah, I've seen it a fair few times because Rachel, it's one of her favourite films, so I do have to watch it every now and then. To be honest, there is some really good songs. I think my favourite one is The Other Side. I don't know if you've heard that one. Hugh Jackman. Hang on. As it starts, like, got the acoustics, it's ding, 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 something like that. And then Hugh Jackman spits some nonsense again, like, okay, just can't take it. And then Zac Efron comes in later and he's like, yeah, I want to take away from the other side. Something like
that. You've got me turning into David Brent now. Do you know what I am loving when you go close to the microphone.
ASMR, isn't it? Here we go. Ready.
Go on.
Bisto. It kind of looks like it.
It does, mate. To be fair, it looks like badass gravy, though. It's got a bit of a Guinness quality to it without the head.
It's not as thick, you know what I mean? Like Guinness seems quite thick. This is like watery gravy.
A Slimming World gravy.
Slimming World gravy, ain't?
Yeah. Hey, I'm still doing all right on the old Slimming World, by the way.
Yeah, nice one. Yeah.
Mate, I've got to be honest with you, right? Over the last year, I've put on coming up to 3 stone in weight. You know, during lockdown. Yeah. It's like I'm not joking. When I say it on the vlogs, mate, I've just been like, bam, 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 because there's nothing else to do, is there?
That's the same. Yeah, I mean, like, I know I'm a stick man, but like, I've actually put on like a stone since lockdown. I'm really like shocked. I've never put weight on. Like, I never put weight on. So in a way, I'm kind of happy because I'm like, I've always wanted to, I want to bulk up. I want to be like, Mr. Muscle. but I need to exercise, and that ain't happening just yet. So,
Mate, listen, one thing at a time. Like, at the moment, I feel like I've handled lockdown like really, really well. You know, because I've been quite open about my battles with mental health, depression, and anxiety. And if someone would have told me like a year or two ago that you wouldn't be able to do anything, I would have freaked out. But I think it's been one of them things that's just been thrust upon us, hasn't it? And everyone is in the same boat, so it's kind of been easier to deal with, hasn't it? You know what I mean? But I just can't wait now to get back out, get back to them parks. And have you got any plans coming up? Have you booked anything?
you know what? I really haven't, and the main reason is because we're planning to move out next month. We don't know the exact date, so I haven't set any. I haven't booked anything. I don't want to be one of those people who book something to not go because I feel like I'm wasting someone else's opportunity. So instead,
totally.
I've just I'm going to play it by ear and then book it. I'll probably won't get much chance to travel anyway. But I've got California coming up at the end of July, which is very unlikely, but fingers crossed. Bloody hell, is that Michael Schumacher?
Welcome to Liverpool. No, it's to be honest, like this street that we're on, it's a lovely picturesque street, like trees either side. It's really nice. But there's it's got like one or two boy races coming up and down, and every night we're like, what was that? But anyway, I digress. But sorry, what were we saying, Chris, before that?
I was completely lost my trail of thought now because of the Michael Schumacher passing by.
I'll tell you what, right?
What was I saying?
Can I tell them the story about downstairs last night? It's probably inappropriate, isn't it? I'll leave it. But all right then. Let's just leave it at the people next door to us absolutely love sex, like ridiculously so. It's ridiculous, isn't it? I mean, I enjoy sex, but this is ridiculous. This is like it's non-stop. Like
I take it you got thin walls, or is it really?
No, I mean it's not even. It's just they are really, really loud. They are really, really loud. I'm not making it worse. I went there and I've got to follow through now. Won't be the last time I followed through.
It's going to be a plot twist. You got a detached house and your neighbours are actually detached from you and you could still hear them.
Like they're in the same room.
Like roadworks.
Oh, God. Right. Well, what I want to do now is I actually want you. Just go with this, Chris.
Okay.
I want you. We've looked at like the sort of Screwy loops, backseat blackout thing, and I want to know a little bit more about the man behind the camera. Okay? So what I'd like you to do just go with it. What I'd like you to do is pick a number. I've got my phone here, hang on. We've got some predetermined questions, each numbered, and I would like you to pick a number 1 to 20. I keep burping.
I think it has, like your stomach's.
Can you hear? Is that picking up on the camera?
It's like ASMR, like proper, like feel the bass and everything.
It's this shite. I'm telling you, it's too gassy. Forget what I said before. It's a load of crap. Right. Are you ready?
So any number between 1 and 20. Absolutely any number.
Any number between 1 and 20. But what I will say is that if you pick the unlucky number, there is a forfeit.
You got me curious now. So do I just get one chance? Like, is this one chance?
No. Listen. I'm the host. It's as long as I want it to go on for, mate. Don't get cocky.
Okay. All right. I feel like the unlucky number I want to leave a bit because it sounds a bit intense. So what I'm going to do instead is because 13 is officially my 8th favourite ride in the UK, in Alton Towers even. I'm going to pick number 8.
Number 8. Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh. You're okay for number 8. What was your first job?
First job?
Yeah.
My first job was actually working for Top Man. And yeah, it's a very strange one. The interview, I remember mostly about that because we kind of grouped together. Usually in an interview, you just sat there, they ask you a few questions, you do like them on the computer or something. But with this, we had to like draw our own people with clothes on. And I just didn't know where to start. I had no fashion sense whatsoever. So I just drew some bloke and like Burberry everything and stuff. And then somehow got the job.
Was it the 90s?
So, the 90s. I'm not that old. Well,
Whoa, be careful, mate. The 90s is my era. You know, be careful. Remember whose show you're on.
I'm trying to think of a word now. I'm trying to save myself from this situation.
Digging a hole.
I'm not that.
Of a prick. Not much.
That's one. I wasn't part. I was born in the 90s, but I'm not 90s.
What year were you born in?
I'm a noughties. 93. So
Okay.
I experienced the 90s, millennium. Millennium's wicked. I was 7 years old. Didn't know what was going on. Great stuff. Yeah, so I was about 16, I think, when I worked in Top Man. So, yeah.
Top Man, mate. I've never been able, even when I was like 16 stone, like quite slim for me, never been able to get anything to fit me in Top Man.
I can't now, really. It's just like stuff I've been brought from Top Man for Christmas. Like, it just does not fit me. It's like,
mate,
I think their mediums are completely different to everyone else. It's just a joke.
Even they're like double XL, and I think they brought out recently like a triple XL, and it's still like skin tight on me. It's like it's bloody degrading, is what it is. All right, mate. Okay, so Top Man, would you like to select your second number? I think what we'll do is we'll do 5 questions. Okay, so yeah. So you've got like a decent chance of not getting the forfeit.
Now you mentioned that you've put the number 5 into my head, so I'm going to pick 5.
Okay. Oh no, that's not the forfeit. I'm burping again.
Oh,
right. Oh, what was the first concert you attended?
Oh, this is a good one. I like this one. The first gig. I call them gigs, not concerts.
Sorry, I'm really old and
I'm a 90s kid. It's like a millennial thing, kind of, you know.
Oh no, I still say gigs, but I do have this habit of saying concerts.
Concerts. Yeah. Nah, my first gig was actually it was a very rough gig. Bring Me the Horizon, which is this like it was like a metalcore band. At the time, it was when the 3rd album dropped, and it was when there was really heavy, deathcore. Like deathcore is like,
is it like?
Yeah, like that. You got sleep with one eye open, blah, 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 blah. All that kind of stuff. So yeah, it was good fun. Yeah, and I remember the supporting acts was Tech One, which is like some kind of electronic thing, and a band called Cancer Bats, who are like some kind of grungy band. That was pretty good live, to be honest. Quite big as well.
Did you?
But Bring Me the Horizon was good. Rough.
Bring Me the Rise.
Bring Me the Horizon. It's my accent. Bring Me the Horizon. I completely skipped.
Mate. I'm sorry I asked this question because I feel really out the loop now. I feel right out the Screwy loops. I've got no idea who they are. And did you say Cancer Bats?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Right, moving. I'll tell you another thing, right? As a guy from Liverpool who's not been into like any like goth era or You know, like that sort of. It seems like every enthusiast is like either a goth or an emo. Have you ever noticed that?
That's true, actually. Yeah,
It
I'll
is.
say there is a lot.
And I love Queen. I love Queen. Do you know what I mean? I love Queen. I love
Queen's
Oasis.
good, man.
Yeah, no. But it's sometimes like just going back to what we were saying before about having your own identity and stuff like that. And I remember when I first started getting into the community, I'm thinking I'm like completely different to everyone else, but it is what it is, isn't it? You like what you like, mate. Right, pick your next number.
So I'm on choice number 3. I'm going to pick, so I haven't picked a double digit yet, so I'm going to go 18 because, explicit 18. I don't know.
Wow. Okay. Well, mate, you might have to be careful with this one. Oh. Who is your celebrity crush?
Oh, I don't know. Actually, you've got me stumped there. There's quite a few.
It's quite a few. Sorry, Rach. Go on.
I'll tell me. I'm treading dangerous waters here.
It's all right, isn't it? I think the celebrity thing's all right, isn't it?
Yeah. What's your celebrity crush? I'm still thinking who I'd class as a celebrity crush.
I've got a few. I've got like really obvious ones and then not so obvious ones.
Yeah, I'd say like Jennifer Lawrence, but I feel like that's just a typical lad's choice.
Yeah,
because she's attractive and she's cool. You know what I mean? But,
I love. I've got such a soft spot for Scarlett Johansson.
Oh yes, yeah, she's nice. Yeah. Oh, Mila Kunis, she's nice and she's funny. Yeah. I feel like funny's, it's nice.
That's a massive thing, isn't it? Like it's nice. It's nice. No, it is. It really is. It's so important, isn't it? The whole package, to like find someone attractive, but I think humor and talent is so much more attractive.
Yeah.
It is, isn't it? It really is. It's.
Yeah. Oh, I know. It's took me a while to think of my celebrity crush, but I feel like ever since I watched Game of Thrones, Daenerys Targaryen, Mother of Dragons.
Cheers, my brother.
Emilia Clarke.
She's got an absolutely beautiful smile.
Yeah, she's nice and she's funny. She kind of reminds me of Rach as well, so that's
yeah.
The dog house.
I can go with that, mate. And your Rachel is an absolute amazing person. So you've won anyway. Right. See you soon, Rachel. Right.
Number 4. Ooh, here we go. Let's pick another double digit. Let's pick number 13. I feel like this is it's going to be dangerous now.
Okay. What was? Do you know what's really dangerous? I really need a pee. That's what's really dangerous. I'll tell you what. Let's have a little break, right? We'll have a little break and then we'll come back and we'll finish off in a minute, okay? So here's a word from our sponsors. Say bye, Chris.
Sure, a bit.
Hello there, I'm Airtime John. Rides, life and laughter. For the past 12 months, I've been vlogging my trips to theme parks and general life with me greyhound Theo. I suppose you could call me a roller coaster enthusiast, but what I'm really passionate about is creating memories and having fun. On my journey, I've met some amazing new mates and continue to meet more as the channel grows. So come on, if you like what you see, please subscribe for more rides, life and most importantly, laughter. Airtime John, rides, life and laughter. Subscribe now.
Welcome back. Welcome back to the ATJ podcast, or the one-off ATJ podcast, or the Zoom chat with a friend. Doesn't matter how you want to look at it. Doesn't matter how you want to look at it. Right, so we've just had a little break so I could go to the lavatory, and I've swapped over to the Oktoberfest tankard.
Stella.
Alton Towers Oktoberfest.
Nice. Still Stella though.
No, this is a Carling. No, I don't know yet. Still on the Stella, yeah.
Oh, looked like carbonated apple juice, but then I thought that's exactly what Stella looks like. So.
No, well, the toilet's out of order, so that's where I went. That's what it looks like on the camera. But did you have a nice break, mate? Anyway, what did you get up to on your break?
I walked to the door and back, and that's about it. Really.
What's Rachel up to?
She's upstairs watching a film, just chilling with the dog. So
this is Chris's wife, by the way. For those of you who don't know, she's a lovely girl, Right,
jeez.
Where were we? So, what number did you pick?
Oh yeah, number.
Only got
it was 13. Oh, I've gone for the big one.
13. Let's have a look.
One. Scared now.
You should be, mate, because the what's the word? What is it? Forfeit is quite severe.
Ooh. 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 Oh
right.
dear.
So, sorry, what number did you say? Number
13. 13.
Oh, you've got away with it again.
I have.
Yeah. Knowing what you know now, this is quite deep. What advice would you give your 18-year-old self?
That's a good question. So, what
question.
I know now, what would I tell my 18-year-old self? I think so. This is going back. So, when I was 18, I was working in the kitchens of Weatherspoons, loving life, going out, partying hard, having lots of beer, which I'd probably still do anyway. But I'd probably say to myself, it's probably going to sound a bit cliche. I'd probably say to myself, just make the most of everything. Like, don't waste time. Because, I mean, even lately, I feel like I'm wasting time sometimes. I don't know if it's because we're in lockdown. I feel like a lot of days I'm just sitting there doing nothing but watching telly. But I always think I should be doing something more productive, because when I'm doing something productive, it kind of brings me up a bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like
I get that. I get that, mate. Because I'm even though I'm not great with the sort of technology side of things, I'm a creative soul. Do you know what I mean? I love, even if it's just, I'm not the best drawer, but I love just doodling. I love drawing things. I love writing. I love planning sketches. Just little things like that. Obviously, because I'm an actor as well, so it's hard being an actor and not having that constant. It's a tough profession. So when I don't have that creative outlet via the acting, when I'm resting as an actor, I need that as well. Because I feel like it, like yourself, if I'm not doing something, I feel like I'm stagnated. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I've been getting into art lately. Actually, art.
I've seen not arse.
Art. None of that.
That's for next episode.
But yeah, I've had this graphic design tablet, which I was luckily sent to test out.
I watched it. I watched your vlog. Yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, it's kind of changed my life, because I've always liked drawing, but I've never felt a purpose to draw. And when I had this, because I was to test it out, if I'm going to make a video on this, I want to learn how to draw basic stuff. But ever since I've started practicing, I've been trying more and more and trying to get myself better at it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been doing a lot of Disney characters lately. Don't know why, just something I thought I'd start drawing. So.
What did I describe your first one as? Do you remember?
Oh, Elsa.
Yeah, the Elsa one. Because I sent it you, and I was like, actually, that's probably a bit rude.
I know what you said. It was.
What was it?
Oh God,
I can't even remember now. But I remember I sent it, and I was like, "Oh, John, you're a prick." What is it? It's a great drawing, but it was something like the rough ass council estate version of
slutty Elsa. That was it.
Sorry, I'm sorry, mate.
I think it was because when you're drawing pictures, you can never get a face right. I mean, if you do get a face right, you're amazing at art. But most of us will draw a face, like I'm doing something like And in this case, Elsa was like proper, like she had the flirty eyes going on. So I could kind of see what you mean, I suppose. She's like,
she was like, it was like everything else was spot on, but she just had the jaw a bit like. she looked like she looked like she'd been on ecstasy for like the last 17 hours. She was like,
oh dear.
Hang on, something's just popped up on my screen. Oh, it's the podcast that we've just recorded. Okay, so that's safe. That's good to know. But no, mate, it is. It's really good to have something, because I think, just going back to what you were saying, then I think it's. I often feel that way, where I feel like if I'm not doing something, I'm wasting time. I'm not progressing. I'm not, fulfilling myself. But at the same time as well, I do. Sorry, we are getting deep now. But I do think that sometimes life's about just taking a step back, isn't it? It's about just relaxing and saying, actually, do you know what? I'm going to enjoy just sitting on the couch today and just being with my thoughts and just watching shit telly or playing on me Switch. Do you know what I mean? It is, isn't it? Sometimes it is. It's having that time.
Oh, yeah.
Because we were talking before about, like, you've took like a week or so off at the minute. I took 6 months off, and it done me the world of good. Because I come back, and this wouldn't have happened otherwise. Do you know what I mean? Just starting stuff like this.
Yeah, I sometimes feel, for myself, I feel like I should take a longer break, because I am, more often than I ever have been, running into brick walls, if that makes sense. Like, I just get, not necessarily creative block, because, I'm more than happy to script up a video and all that kind of stuff. When I put my mind to it, I just can't be arsed. That's my problem. I could get to a point where I start editing, and I'm just like, I just can't be bothered.
But that's exactly the point where you need to take not just a week off, take a lengthy break off, because your supporters will still be there. Do you know what I mean? If anything, they'll get more hungry for what you've got to offer. I felt really blessed, the fact that I had 6 months away from vlogging, and then I uploaded, and people felt really excited and were open about that, and it just reinvigorated me. Do you know what I mean? It was a lovely feeling. So I'd just go with it. I'd take as long off as you need, because I'm sure if this was live now, there'd be a comment section, people saying, "Take ages off, Chris, but not too long." Not too long.
I was just saying, like, I know it sounds really random. What's that yellow thing in your pint glass? Hold on,
Lager.
it's moving. What's that? At the top of the glass? Like, that's it there. Is it the light?
Where?
I think it's the light. I thought there was like a giant like pineapple at the top of your...
Oh, that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a giant pineapple.
Giant pineapple in beer. That's something I have to try.
I always have a chunk of pineapple in my lager. No, it must just be the... I think it's the...
It's the light, but I kept catching my eye, and I was like, "Why have you got like
It
a
might
big
be the
wedge
back of
of
that.
pineapple in your pint of Stella?"
Is it the back of the... Yeah, it's the back of the Oktoberfest.
Yeah, that's it.
It's the back of the Alton Towers logo.
I thought it was a banana or
Also
something.
known as a pineapple. Anyway,
Anyways.
random, but you didn't get to Oktoberfest, did you? Or did you?
I did, yeah, but I don't know. I didn't have like a proper full-on experience. I wish I had more beers and stuff. So we kind of went. It was me, Scott, Andy Saunders. I think it was the three of us at the time. It was great. Like we spent all day there. But I feel like Oktoberfest, I don't know. I feel like it's all about just getting absolutely smashed and eating sausages. I only had 2 pints, so I couldn't really say I was getting smashed. But like, it was a good time.
Was someone else driving? Hopefully.
Yeah.
You're all right with two, aren't you? Anyway, you're all right with two. Get away with that. Not that I advocate that, but wow, let's leave that there. But, no, I thought it was absolutely fantastic. I loved Oktoberfest. I thought it was amazing. And just going back to what we were talking about before about the Alton Towers rides, I don't know. Maybe was the controversy about Oktoberfest, or was that, I can't remember.
I think people might have been a bit on the fence at first about it being on the the green
On the
because,
on the lawn, yeah.
stage setup, everything like that, all the tables. But I don't think it was quite as controversial as the flat rides coming in. But I think
Yeah.
it's going to be the same kind of effect. I feel like these flat rides, the fun fair rides, as people like to call them, I feel like it'll grow on people. People will probably appreciate that they're there. I appreciate that they're there because it's nice to have something different, like in the parks.
I personally, it's a tricky one, isn't it? Because I think, like yourself, at first I was a bit like, oh, I don't know, because I think you and I are the same. We both treat Alton Towers as a very magical place. It has a special place in our hearts, and I'm not saying that travelling fair rides aren't magical. They're possibly very magical for some people, but I love the fair. I love going to the fair, but
Yeah.
I think it's that juxtaposition is it, of Alton Towers and scream if you want to go faster, that kind of thing. It's like I would like to think that it's not gonna be like that, because for me it would. No, I can't see it, but I know there's been loads of like little memes about and stuff like that, but surely I don't think I'd want them to go too over the top on any theming, but I would like to think that it won't be like the Terminator, on the waltzers, like
Speed garage,
yeah, all of that graffiti, like none of it's current. Have you noticed? It's like it's like Terminator 2, Judgment Day, like Arnie's like that.
And you got like Mrs. Santa Claus with her tits out and stuff like that. Like, I don't think that'll kind of go well in like CBeebies land.
Yeah, but by the way, sorry if there's any fun fair lovers watching this. I know that there's beautiful new rides and stuff, but I always have that image in my head of like I think it's because I grew up in the 80s, and it was always like Ghostbusters, and I can still see these graffiti artworks on them, and I mean, obviously I don't think it'd be like that in Alton Towers, but if it is, it is. It doesn't matter,
It's that's the thing that's worrying most people, is that aesthetic clash, because the world of fun fairs is completely different to the world of, like, say, Alton Towers, because fun fairs go hand in hand, because it's all about the light package, it's all about all the bright colours and all the different fun fair rides, whereas Alton Towers is about the atmosphere and the just the general the scenery there. So slapping, like, for example, a waltzers in with all the graffiti art in the middle of like Mutiny Bay or something, it just would not work.
Well,
I think that's what people are worried about, really.
But they've got Marauders Mayhem, haven't they? Anyway, so it's just a more neon version of that with more
like
spins.
neo pop. It could have like a theme throughout Alton Towers that all these lands have gone into the future or something. So like Mutiny Bay is like neo pirates coming down from the future. With like laser guns and like speed garage music, and that's how they can get away with it.
Yeah. I think probably they've got to go one of two ways. I think they've got to say, okay, listen, these are like filler attractions, which won't go into this, but Alton Towers desperately need. We all know that.
Yeah.
But I think they've either got to really theme them, whether it just be whatever they want to do to it, or just leave them as it is and just be like, listen, do you know what? It's been a hell of a year. We don't want you to sort of, be queuing for like 3 hours for every ride. Here's some fairground rides, enjoy them. Because I saw an interesting point, and I can't remember if it was on Facebook or Twitter, but someone said, will it be the park staff operating them, or will they have like travelling showmen doing it as well? The people who are supplying the rides. And that's an interesting thing to think about, isn't it?
That's the thing. Is it the park hiring? I presume we like fun fairs. You hire them as like a complete package, like the showman. The showmen come with the rides and the ones that'll be operating it. So in this instance, I'm not too sure. I don't know. It's a bit of a strange one, isn't it?
I've no idea how they're gonna handle it, but as long as it reduces the queue times for people, I don't see it as a bad thing at all. In fact, I do hope it makes Alton Towers realise, actually, do you know what? This really helps with, like, You know, the sort of separation of crowds, and you know, not having like 6-hour queues on this and 6-hour queues on this, because obviously we're not gonna have any of the dark rides open, are we?
Yeah, that's a good point. It's kind of like, you know, it's, I don't know, I kind of, I do appreciate, you know, some more rides, and I think there's a total of 4 from what I've heard.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure what the 4 are, but the 2 we definitely know is a Jumper, and the other one's a Super Trooper, I believe. Which does look quite, you know, it's good fun. There's a lot of spinning on it, which it's not my kind of ride, to be honest, but I'll definitely give it a go. So.
I love them. I mean, the fairground rides is like basically what got me into roller coasters, because I think I'm sure it was you who told me, you were like me. The idea of going upside down, to me, I was a very, very sensitive, nervous kid, and I couldn't like fathom what it would feel like to do a loop, to do a vertical loop. So I was like, I just can't do it. I can't. And for years I put it off, and I was like, I just can't do it. I can't do it. And the first one I done was the Pepsi Cola loop in, it was a Pinfari, I think, in
yeah, I still know.
Real. And after that, I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. That's amazing. But for me, it was always about the fairgrounds and the atmosphere. And okay, it's not exactly magical, but what is magic? Magical is what it means to you. And if it's fun and it's exciting and it takes you back, then I think a lot of people could be potentially converted into, actually, fairground rides are really fun, and because there can be a lot of snobbery, can't there, between the two theme parks and fairground rides, and
yeah,
you know, I think like the fairground folk are a bit like, well, theme parks, you don't fucking need that, mate. You know what I mean? And then you've got like the theme park bunch might be like, well, it's a bit tacky, that, isn't it? You know, the fairground. Do you know what I mean? Can be like
that's
that.
True. That's very
so
true.
hopefully it unites us all together.
Yeah, I've always been like, I've been more primarily a theme park person, obviously, but you know, I have enjoyed the fairground rides as well. Like when I've been to Winter Wonderland, Hyde Park in London's fantastic, really, really good. Have you ever been?
Yeah, I've been once. Yeah.
Have you done Olympia Loop in?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
intense.
see, to think that's on a travelling fun fair is completely insane. So
It's
if
crazy.
anyone has a problem with fun fairs, just look at that, and that roller coaster is better than the majority of the roller coasters in theme parks in the UK. I'll be honest.
It's crazy
Really
to
good.
think that's a travelling ride, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's nuts, because like, especially like that last helix towards the end, it's proper intense.
Yeah.
And them loops are tiny, aren't they? The vertical
Really
loops.
forceful,
It's like, whoa, really sends you. Or speaking of that, I can't wait to get back on Revolution.
Oh, yeah, that's intense. That is an intense coaster. I think it doesn't get enough credit for what it does.
No, that for me will be the saddest day. Probably, in my opinion, more so, and this is going to get a lot of hate, but more so than the big one. I absolutely love Revolution. I love it so much. If they get rid of that, I'd be heartbroken.
I think Blackpool being Blackpool, they're going to keep it as long as they can. It's like a piece of history now. I think when it gets to a certain point where the rides are history and they want to preserve them. I mean, I think Revolution is, apart from Steeplechase, I believe it's the oldest steel coaster in the park. Is that right?
Definitely, yeah.
So it's almost like, you know, the way Big Dipper and Grand National is. Revolution's that next step. They're going to try and keep it as long as they can.
Yeah.
Well, they've done well with the Woodies. I mean, look how old they are, and they're a bit rough, but they're still rideable.
Yeah. The only thing I'd like to see, with just going back to them Woodies, is I don't know what they're going to do with Grand National, but I would love to see them clear out. You know, that the innards of the Grand National. It's so scruffy looking now, isn't it, inside? And I'd love them to give it a good, because the thought of that going, I hate the thought of that going. Like, I really hate it.
It's iconic. Mind the pun.
it's no, it is, yeah. But can you hear that?
Oh,
1 second. Yes, I'm wearing pajamas. Deal with it. Sorry about that. I've got the window open because it was quite hot before, and then next thing there's people outside just chatting away. And
As you do.
Hopefully this microphone will have picked it up. Otherwise, I want my £130 back.
I did hear say, hey, hello.
Yeah. You sound like my neighbour. That was that was him. That was he does. He goes, hey, hello, you okay? Hello. But anyway, it's not the sexual neighbour. It's the one.
Sexual neighbour.
But anyway, what were we saying again? We've gone off on one, Chris. What were we
Who
saying
was
then?
talking about? It was on about Blackpool, the old Royds, Grand National going.
Yeah,
and
about about the about the whole sort of I think for me it needs a massive renovation. I don't know what they can do about the ride experience, but I don't know. I just think it's looking really scruffy now, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean the wood. It's looking a bit. Is it? I wouldn't say rotten, but it's looking a bit dark.
I would.
To be honest, we stood a fire, didn't it? So like half of the wood is still kind of got that kind of tinge to it from the fire. But,
a kind of burnt tinge.
Yeah, that burnt aesthetic, stylized burning.
Yeah, stylized. But have we? Do you know what? I've had about 5 bloody Stellas now. I can't remember. Have we touched on the Icon seatbelts yet?
Oh no, we haven't.
No, we have not. We have not. We have not. The whole new restraints.
Yeah, that's caused some havoc on Twitter.
Oh.
I don't know why.
Well, I've barely been on Twitter this week, really, because it's my first full week back in school, so I've not been as active on social media. I've been doing like 3 days a week, but I'm back to the full week now, and it's knackered me. But yeah, I don't know, mate. I don't know what that's about. I really don't. I've got no idea. Like, what do you? I think you're more knowledgeable than me. Have you got any idea why they would like now introduce? I know they done it with Helix, didn't they?
Mm.
These like I think it was operating for a couple of years, whatever, and then they introduced the seatbelts. Have you got any idea why?
I'm not really sure. Maybe extra safety for whatever reason, but I don't know. The whole restraint system's changed there by the looks of it. It's a completely different style of restraint.
It's got the horn style now, isn't it? I think the same as Helix.
Yeah.
Like an
so,
actual...
I'm trying to think if they've done one like that. I don't know if the one in Land of Legends has that same kind of restraint, but I can't remember. Oh no, that didn't have a seatbelt though. I think the only problem is with the seatbelts is capacity. If people are messing around with the seatbelts, can't get it on, or that could cause issues. But I don't see why it should be a massive problem.
See, mate, I do.
Yeah.
As a larger man, they can be an absolute nightmare, and it can make or break your day. A short seatbelt, like the most annoying thing ever is when a restraint closes and clicks and you've got your green light, but then the short ass little fucking seatbelt won't click, or you're just about getting it in, and then all it needs is a good like push down, someone to push it in, and if you have to do that walk of shame because of these ridiculously short belts, I just don't get it. I don't get that, because surely they could be made slightly longer.
Yeah, I did think about that. I didn't think maybe the size of the seatbelt could affect it. But again, you're not the only person who has that concern. My friend as well, he said, "Oh, that's me not fitting on this again." So it's like a common thing.
I know that there are some people, it's like touch and go on Icon, and it's weird because I've never had any issues on Icon. Nemesis Inferno, it's always touch and go with the seatbelts, always. Oblivion, always touch and go with the seatbelts. But Icon, I've never had any issues. I can sit wherever I want, which is great. But it now worries me with the introduction of the seatbelt, don't forget Icon is my like feel good coaster. It's like the sort of first, apart from the Smiler, probably the first coaster that I really sort of, as an enthusiast now, that I was involved in. And it worries me sick. Like, yeah, honestly, it worries me sick. It really does. That, potentially.
Fine. I mean, by the sounds of it, with the seatbelt issue, it seems like very much a B&M kind of thing. You mentioned Nemesis, Inferno, and Oblivion. Is there any other coasters that you have trouble on, or is it just B&Ms?
No. I'm fine on Stealth. I know it's not a B&M, but it's. I just know that it's really weird because some people have trouble on Stealth, and I've never really had any issues on that.
Yeah,
but
my friend has the opposite problem with the likes of Stealth and Colossus. It's not
Colossus,
the seatbelt.
everyone has problem on that.
He's got big shoulders. He's quite broad. So when pulls the restraints down, it kind of clips on the shoulders, and that's the issue there.
But also the problem, Colossus. That's like, mate. I don't even class that as like part of the, because I know so many people that can't get on Colossus that.
Even I feel ridiculous. Claustrophobic. Yeah, it's really bad and trained.
Because straight away, your legs are like up there. You know what I mean? Like your legs are like up because of the way the train is. So the restraint is so long. It's just such an uncomfortable ride. But I could bitch about that all day. I really could. But I just hope that these seatbelts don't cause a massive issue for people who've, because it's not even always about being fat. Sometimes, like, if you've got like chunky thighs or you're larger built or whatever, that can cause just as much as an issue. For instance, Shambhala with the clamshell, it's mate,
I've heard a few people say about them as well.
But that is not about being fat. Like I saw lads who were like, pretty ripped looking, but they just happen to have really big thighs, getting knocked back on it, because obviously the bigger your thighs are, the more you're raised up, and So anyway, I just hope. I think going back to the original point, I think that it almost could be like a kind of like, to appease the general public almost, because on that twist on Icon, if you're not aware of like what hang time is, and you're going through that twist before the second launch, then that could feel quite scary, couldn't it? And I think that a lot of people without the over the shoulder restraint are thinking there's nothing there, and I wonder if it's like maybe they've done a focus group or something. I don't know, but
it is
just
interesting.
Feels weird, yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to know. Like, if I ever had the opportunity to ask, I'd love to find out what the reasoning was. But just watch this space. You never know. We'll find out. But
maybe that's what my next episode could be. Amanda Thompson. I'll get her on the show.
I'll have a word.
Get her on. Wear your trackies, love. It's fine. I've got my pajamas on. You'll be all right. Okay? Come on. But anyway, obviously this is going to be on YouTube, so let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And before we wrap up, let me find out your fifth.
Oh, question. Yes. That's a good one. I forgot about that one.
I'm so desperate for you to get this forfeit. But I'm honest, because I could just say, oh, you've got the forfeit, but I'm not going to do it. Because I love you. Right.
I love you too.
Okay. Right. What's your number?
0740. Oh God, I best not give that number.
Give that. Some weirdos on YouTube. That's just me and him.
I've forgotten numbers I've picked, so I'm going to pick a very simple number 20.
Ah, okay. If you had to eat one thing for every meal going forward, what would you eat? All the important questions. This is a little bit like my death row meal. Do you remember Death Row Meal?
Yeah, that's a good question. That's a very good question. Is it like one meal or one ingredient?
No, it's one meal that
Oh,
you could
one
eat,
meal.
but you've got to eat it for the rest of your life.
Oh, gotta be a nice. Actually, I'm gonna throw the boat out there. I've never tried this type of steak, but I can imagine it's gonna be really nice. Do I have to try it?
No. Do you mean how? Do you mean you've got to have had it before?
Have I got
Do
to
you
have it before? Yeah. Or can it be something that I haven't had yet?
Oh, that'd be, mate. What are you talking? Mate, that would be ridiculous, wouldn't it? To pick some. Are you for real? That would be ridiculous to pick
It's like
something
a
that
risk
you've
and
never
reward
eaten.
situation, though, isn't it? It's a
Mate,
risk and reward.
That's a big risk, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you can only eat one thing for the rest of your life and you go, ooh, I've never tried a T-bone steak, and then you eat a T-bone, oh, that's shite. You're
That's what
stuck.
I mean. Well, I'm confident. I'm confident. All right.
Go on, no, go on, go for it, go on. I personally would rather it be something that you've had because I care about you. So I don't want you to eat something that you don't like for the rest of your eternity.
I just know how good it'll be, and I've always wanted it. You know, I've wanted it for years. Japanese A5 Wagyu ribeye steak.
Jesus Christ, that sounds good. Sign me up.
Yeah. Japanese A5 Wagyu. Ooh. Just the sound of that just sounds good.
That, do you know what? I get it now.
Yeah,
I get it.
and it's
Say it again slowly.
Japanese A5 Wagyu steak.
Covered in black bean sauce.
Black
Sorry, I've
bean
spoilt it.
sauce. Yeah. Who has a steak and puts black bean sauce on?
I don't know. Probably me. Probably me.
Nah, it's got to be I can't say it. Chimichurri sauce. Chimichurri.
That's Mexican, isn't it?
It's like an Argentinian. Is it churrasco or chimichurri? One or the other. They're the same kind of sauce. Herby sauce on the top. Slab of butter. Not none of this. Can't believe it's not butter shit.
Balty. I can't believe it's not Balty.
Can't believe it's not balty shit. It's got to be. The butter's got to be on there. It's got to be on the grill. It's going to melt as it's grilling. Flame grilled. Churrasco sauce on top of it. And then a side of, proper homemade chips with the skin on. And
Fried.
then Miller
big
and
fan for.
yeah, the Miller and Carter lettuce wedge. I need that lettuce wedge from Miller and Carter.
Do you know what? I've heard all about this. I've never been to Miller and Carter,
Nah,
but I've heard about this lettuce.
you need to go. You need to
wedge.
go. I'll tell you what. When we can, we'll go to Miller and Carter. Just the two
Okay.
of us. We'll have a date.
You're on, mate. You're on. That'll be romantic AF. So what? I have heard about it, but is it just basically a lettuce cut in half?
Yeah, hold on. Doggies coming. Okay.
It's Rachel and Daisy.
Hello, Daisy.
Hello, mate.
I'll hold 5 minutes until she goes back upstairs. She'll come back in a sec. So I'm on the lettuce wedge. I'll remember that. Yeah, she needs a poo.
Rachel or Daisy?
Well, it'd be a bit awkward if it was Rachel because the toilet's upstairs. So,
Oh, we've all done it, mate. It's all right.
although in the new house, I've got a downstairs toilet. I never even knew these existed. A downstairs toilet.
Mate, my
Imagine.
mum's got a downstairs toilet. Have you got an upstairs toilet as well?
Yeah. Well, I
see,
hope.
that's fine. That's fine because my mum's only got a downstairs toilet, and it's a pain in the arse when you're a kid, and you don't like.
Is that all it is? Just the one toilet?
Yeah. Just
What?
downstairs toilet. Yeah. It's
Is it a bungalow?
No, it's just a toilet with a bedroom in, with two bedrooms in, and it's like no, it's a little 2 up, 2 down. So it's like you've got like the living room there, the back kitchen, and then the bathroom / toilet, and then 2 upstairs. I don't know why I've just explained that. You know, obviously you know what a 2 up, 2 down is. But yeah, it's a pain in the arse, mate. You know, like when you're a kid and you come home from town and then you wake up and you're like, oh, I need to go down the stairs. And
I can imagine the pain.
mate,
Like,
it's a nightmare.
especially when you're in a rush for the toilet. That's the worst, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hello.
She was busted.
She was busting.
Rachel!
John
Shout her.
says, Rachel. You should go here from my earphone. I'm like this big.
Miss you, mate.
You could lip read. That's amazing.
What did she say?
Right. Lettuce wedge. So, yeah, the lettuce wedge, it's actually a big wedge of lettuce cut in half. I have bacon. Is it honey and mustard and bacon I have with it? Something like that. Was it? I can't remember. Something like that. And it's nice. Little diced bits of bacon in there and a big wedge of lettuce. Normally, I just wouldn't eat lettuce because it's boring. But put bacon in lettuce and it's amazing.
Oh.
But I think that defeats the object of eating lettuce because it's healthy, isn't it?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like they're going for the healthy option. But I
What are
agree.
you 5 a day?
Yeah, it helps. Put bacon in anything and it's great.
Yeah. So that'll be one of my 5 a day as well on my meal. So it'll be lettuce wedge. Chips, that'll be one of my 5 a day. That's 2 of my 5 a day there. Potatoes. Churrasco's got parsley in. That'll be my 3rd 5 a day. So I need 2 more 5 a days in my meal. So I've had a healthy meal every day. Grilled pineapple. Oof. Gotta be done. Gotta be done.
Not sure about that, mate.
No.
No, not sure. I've recently got used to it on pizza, ham and pineapple.
Ooh.
Right, I'll go there now.
Yes.
I enjoy it. I'll have like 1 or 2 slices, but I can't eat it. I couldn't eat like more than that.
Yeah. I'll tell you, have you ever tried a pineapple in curry? Like a chicken dancer?
Oh yeah, dansak. Oh, I love
Yeah,
a dansak. Yeah,
It's amazing. Like,
I love a
how
dansak.
how can pineapple taste nice in a curry? Like, who thought of that? Like, they've got this.
ingenious. It's
Throw a
ingenious.
fruit salad in a beef madras and see what happens.
But it's the same concept as sweet and sour, isn't it? Sweet and sour
Yeah.
pork or chicken.
Oh yeah, with pineapples in there and stuff.
Oh.
It's nice.
See, I think my go-to for the rest of my life would be a nice chicken or beef curry.
Oh,
And I know that sounds like really basic. I'm not going into like details of what curry, but just a basic chicken or beef curry with like plain boiled rice. I just love that. I love it.
tinned curry or
Tin curry. It's Scott, is it?
tin
He loves
curry.
is it as the tin curry? Is it or Iceland? I remember him going on about that on one of my vlogs. He was like, I said, "What's your death row meal?" And he went, "As the tin curry with chips." How's Scott doing, by the way? I haven't heard from him for ages.
He's all right. Yeah, he's delivering now for Tesco, driving their Tesco van around.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Has he finished with the army now and stuff?
Yeah, it's all done now. He's
Yeah.
finished. He's got out of it. So,
I don't say. And how about Josh? Josh has had the little one, hasn't he?
yeah, Josh is doing well as well. He's also got a new job. I'm not entirely sure what the new job is, but I know he's gone for a new job. So it's only recently he's had that. So I need to catch up with him, find out.
Do you know what, mate? I think that's what we need to do, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
as soon as we all can, we all need to get back together again and just have the best times. Because hopefully, when this is over, I think everyone will appreciate what we had prior to this. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, mate, listen, I think we best wrap this up now because we've probably got about 3 viewers left. But I just want to say, honestly, thank you so much for like being part of this one-off or this start of a new series. Who knows? And of course, I want to thank everyone that's watched. If you've made it this far, wow, well done. Well done.
Yeah.
Two mates having a little chat. Well done.
That's what it's been, though. That's why I've enjoyed it so much. It's very different to like other podcasts I've done because it feels like I'm just catching up with you.
Yeah.
Because we haven't had a proper good conversation in in quite some time. So it's nice to just get on in, just chat to you, catch up, see.
It's
see
one
how
of them,
things
isn't
are
it?
doing.
Because like we chat all the time on like WhatsApp, Chris and I, but I'm not one for getting on the phone. So even like for doing this is like, it's quite a lot for me. Like I'm not really that sort of phone Zoom guy. You know, like everyone's been really hot on the Zoom.
Yeah, I'm the same,
nights
to be
and
honest.
stuff, and I just really I freeze up. So it's been lovely. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've had a few over the lockdown because it's the only sort of way you can.
Yeah.
But honestly, mate, thank you so much. It's been a great little catch up, and I hope that anyone who's watching has really enjoyed it. And yeah, anyway, Chris, have you got, before we wrap up, have you got any words of love and advice and
Words of
pleasure
love.
that you want to give to people?
Words of love, advice, pleasure. First thing I want to say, thanks for having me on, John. I love you, mate. You're amazing. And this chat was very beautiful and quite a euphoric experience.
I agree,
And
mate.
I just want to say to everyone else, you're all very beautiful people. If you've made it this far, you're extra beautiful because, you made it this far. And so thank you for watching and subscribe to
Drawn
John.
a bit.
That's what I'm saying. Subscribe to John. If you've come from our side, subscribe to our John.
From the dark side.
From the dark side.
No, honestly, it's one thing I will say just to wrap up, because we've been dark, we've been deep, we've been sexual neighbours next door. But one thing I will say is that Chris has been like one of the most genuine, lovely, welcoming people that I've ever met. And when you're new to the coaster community and someone sort of, I'd say, takes you under the wing, and that's what Chris done with me. We happened to started talking just by chance, and it's been a lovely friendship ever since. So all I would say is, get out there, get to the parks, meet people, and make the best friends that you probably ever will in your life, because that's what it's all about, isn't it? In the last year, we've realised that, God, this is like Jerry Springer's final thoughts, isn't it? Do you remember that, Jerry Springer? But anyway, yeah, get out there and enjoy your life, because the last 12 months has shown us nothing's promised, is it? But anyway, on that note, cheers, my mate. Chris, thank you very much.
Still got a bit of this rodent road shit. I don't know what it is.
Rat arse beer.
Rat arse beer.
Cheers, my mate.
Cheers.
See you in the park soon, kidder.
Try a bit.
Try a bit.